inverted, narcissistic, and most importantly, completely pointless. Come waste an hour of your week with The Starting Block Friday nights Australian time at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. Get in touch with us on Twitter at The Starting Block, no K at the end. Also, subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts or iTunes by searching for The Starting Block, all one word, or on Podbean at startingblock.podbean.com. Join the blockheads, tuning in their millions, right around the world.
You're listening to The Starting Block on tavshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Hey, welcome to The Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. Hey, guess who's back? Pesi's back, that's right. We've got Pesi Part 2, we've got story times, we've got plenty of other stuff. All that and much, much more here on the block.
Standing tall on the wings of my dream. Rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Rain, thunder, wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's Greeno here from The Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is tavshow.com's gain. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, Hey, welcome to Starting Block for another week. You've got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by man who also has spent this week concerned a little bit about some swollen testes. My co-captain Damo. How are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you. Blockheads, millions around the world, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, got to be careful, Greeno. Got to be out there. You know, you got to pay attention, trust the science, right? Make sure you do the right thing. And if your balls do start to swell to the point where, you know, you got to carry them around in maybe a little bag that you have around your waist attached to your belt, Greeno, like a shopping bag. If it ever gets to that point, just remember it wasn't the vaccine. Okay, it was definitely not. No, couldn't possibly do that. Yeah.
Just to steal a quote from the Breakfast Club, when your balls are having to ride shotgun in the car, might want to go get that looked at.
Okay. I've never seen Breakfast Club.
Never seen Breakfast Club. We've had discussion before. Dude, you got to check out Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Classic. But once again, I know personally, and our special guest today, the man, the myth, the legend, Pesi, will agree with me. I personally take all my science advice, medical advice from Nicki Minaj.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice, Gary!
We probably should introduce our guest.
I thought that was the introduction.
So did I, but then he went silent. So I assumed.
Was that it? Oh, hi.
That's how we do it. We do it very unprofessional on this show, sir. We keep it loose. We introduce you and then just expect you to work out when you've been introduced.
Because it's the second time here now. Now it's the second time. The first time was all like, okay, here's how we do things, and this is where we put the beer, and this is where we sit. But this time it's like, oh, you know where everything is. Fucking come on in. Yeah. Joy of Pesi, ladies and gentlemen.
Joy of Pesi, reporting for duty, mood, happy, testicles, the perfect size.
Perfect size.
Excellent.
Not too small.
Quick. Yeah. Well, what is the perfect size though? That's an interesting question. When we're talking testy size, what do we think is ideal? Is there a centimeters thing? Is there kind of like a berry comparison? If you're a blueberry, you're like, oh, that's about right. If you're maybe something a little bit smaller, maybe like a cranberry, then you've got a concern in the opposite direction. If you've got cantaloupes, you're in big trouble.
I think you just need a nice sack to shaft ratio.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Fair call.
It just has to. When you pull it out, if she doesn't giggle, you got yourself a good
yourself a winner.
Good pair there.
I reckon. Yeah. What about like caged egg size? No, organic eggs. Which ones are the smaller ones? Organic. So organic.
No,
de-shelled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you say organic, so each one's a different size, right?
Yes, and color.
Well,
that's cancer, Boogie.
Oh no, not again. Oh, hey, Greeno, speaking of cancer, because we haven't had a chance to talk about this, I just want to do a little impromptu off the top.
I like stories about pinatas.
And if I can just bring this up, Norm MacDonald, Greeno, he carked it.
I didn't put it in the rundown because we generally try and avoid sad topics on this show and serious topics. I know. But you decided to open the show with cancer.
Exactly. I didn't say cancer. It was Pesi that brought cancer up. It wasn't me.
I know, but you said speaking of cancer and then you segued into a Norm MacDonald thing, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. We're all good. Probably not a good idea to open the show with cancer. You probably want to put it out at the back end somewhere where everyone's tailed off.
Right.
And not really is interested.
Yeah.
But, it's down the open now. Once again, probably a good idea for us to consult pre-show.
Yep. Well, this is pre-show.
This is pre-show. That's how we generally roll. Yes, very sad news. We were only talking about Norm MacDonald on last week's show where I was talking about his book, which is his autobiography, yet it's all fictional. It's fucking one of the most genius books I've ever read in my life. It's fantastic. Obviously, very sad news throughout the week with Norm passing away. But I posted a tweet on the day because I don't have much of a connection with celebrities for the most part. Norm MacDonald's one of those guys where I'd watched so many of his clips. I had kind of like a bit of a connection. But the strange thing, I woke up, saw the news, and was like, oh, man, this is going to be a shit day. Like fucking comedian I appreciate and admire, like, it's passed away. But then in my timeline on Twitter and then in our DMs, it was nothing but Norm MacDonald, like, gags and clips. And I'd never laughed as hard as I had that day in months. So I ended up having a really fucking good day because Norm MacDonald died, mainly because people were just posting his clips. So, and interesting, and that's the genius of Norm. he can die and make me have a really good day.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hero. I think the genius of Norm was the ability to drag awkward laughter out of people, and his timing in that, like, he would set people up to give him the reply that he needed in order to make the joke like have that perfect timing. You know, and he was so patient. He would just he would just egg them on. He'd just feed them a little bit. So here's two quick clips for you, right? So first one, Royce Lopez, actually, Joy of Pesi's co-host on Daywave. I think he'll appreciate it.
Stop.
Royce
Stop,
Lopez
stop. He's Frozen Asians co-host.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
I'm just the guest.
And also microphone provider, if I listen to pre-show correctly.
Microphone provider. So Royce Lopez tweeted this one out. This is quick. This is good. This is like what I'm saying, like that awkward, dragging it out of people, that awkward laughter, right?
Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines.
God, that's very quiet.
Ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy. Oh, 9/11. Yeah, don't laugh at 9/11.
What?
I tried to tell him not to laugh. I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada.
That's the one that got me. What? Blood and blood.
Nice, Gary.
New York. To find my brother. He was in northern Canada.
And if you listen carefully, like in the background of that clip, you can actually, one of the comedians like, oh my God, this is so stupid.
What was the one where, with, I think it was with Super Dave Osborne. He tells a joke and the guy gets really mad. Like, that's awful. Why would you tell that? I can't.
Because he would just stare them down as well. Like, he was just so fucking deadpan. This is a really good one.
With a grin.
Oh yeah, fucking oh.
Now, do you think Cosby's legacy will be hurt?
Yeah.
You do, huh? I mean, there was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, he told me, I think the worst part of the Cosby thing was the hypocrisy. And I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
Yeah. I thought it was the raping. That's my feeling. Most rapists are hypocrites. You don't meet many go, I like raping, and I know it's not politically correct, but by God, people go, well, he's not being a hypocrite, and that's the worst part.
It's always like a joke within a joke with him, you know.
Nice, Gary.
That was a genius of him. And now, in retrospect, I think you'll find that he was actually like sick here. So he would have been...
they said 10-year battle or something like that with cancer. Just kind of kept under wraps. Yeah.
Oh, he pulled a full-on Chadwick Boseman and just continued on with his life, which is, in some respects, I have to say I like that. You got to give credit to someone who's just like, no, I'm just gonna keep enjoying my life. I'm good.
Yeah, he squeezed another 9 years out of it. You know what I mean?
Nice, Gary.
Fucking oath. So he would have been sick here, and then once you know that, then you kind of, it's funny, like you look at it. So Seinfeld's like pretty casual, like smart casual business shirt and jacket. And if you look at Norm, he's all fucking rugged up. It looks like he's just got out of bed, you know? So you never know. He might have been feeling really shitty that day, but he was like, oh, well, you know what? It's all right. Just to drive down to the cafe. Who gives a fuck? We'll be okay.
That's just the Canadian in him.
Yeah, a bit of that. Was Letterman's last show inside the last 10 years as well?
Yes, of course. So, yeah, of course.
When Norm performed a stand-up set and was once again very emotional performing on that particular show.
Yeah.
So once again, in retrospect, you're looking at, it actually had some different meaning as well to Norm performing in these particular environments. So, you talk about just running with a joke until people laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it in the last couple of days. His roast of Bob Saget. Anyone see that clip in the last couple of days?
No, I can't say I have.
Oh yeah, the vaudeville, the terrible dad jokes.
Yeah. He sit there and purposely tanked for 8 minutes and just let it sit there like he was pretending to nail. But he knew, like, they were all literally just bad things he'd stolen out of a joke book and just went up there, and it was the funniest set ever because of how bad it was. It was sensational.
So absolute legend. But there you go, Norm Macdonald. So that was a shit. You're right. That was a shitty way to open the show, wasn't it? Anyway, who here's had cancer? Hands up.
Let's write it down. Mental note. Let's not open the show with cancer again.
Good call.
Nice,
Bit of a downer.
Gary.
All right. Well, what else have
I
you
want to
got?
talk about Can I go Greeno story time, please, sir?
I like stories about pinatas.
I want to talk about children's hospitals, Damo. To get the show on a bit more of a lighter note. My son had to go to the hospital during the week. Had a big old stack inside the house, tooth through the lip, cut open hard. No good. Did not look good. Blood everywhere, lips cut open. And in the state we currently live in Australia, trying to get into a doctor's practice, and any time after 5 p.m. Actually, any time before 5 p.m. at the moment, difficult. Anything after 5 p.m. we're a little bit fucked. Now, my children seem to have a nice little situation where if they're going to get any kind of injury, get up to a bit of mischief, Damo, they like to do it post 5 p.m. for the inconvenience of it.
Absolutely. And of course, Greeno, the doctors are all filled up because we've got to be very careful. Sick people could be going in there, right? So
Can't have that.
Can't have that. So I'm afraid you're going to have to call in now because you
call
might be
in.
sick.
We're going to test. You might be sick. We can't have sick people in the doctor's surgery
Exactly.
or the hospital.
Nice, Gary.
So where is me? Like we've been in this area for almost a year. We don't have we have a local doctor that we've been to a couple of times, but they're closed at 5. So we're trying to find medical centres that could possibly look at my son's lip in case he needs stitches, glue, whatever he may need, because the shit was pretty fucked up.
Okay.
It was no good. So we called up and they're like, no, we don't have a nurse here that can possibly stitch. I'm like,
Can
why
I
would
just
you
interrupt
possibly
your story for
I
a
like
minute?
stories about pinatas.
I just need to interrupt your story for a minute, Greeno, and ask, how did he stack it? Like, what act was he partaking in when he took the stack when he hit the floor? What was going on there? Well, okay.
You got me?
Yeah, we got you.
No, there was
Wow,
some
the fucking
hooliganism.
suspense, ladies and gentlemen.
No, the hooliganism was outside my house, and I was trying to work out whether it was on the line or outside my house. It's outside my house. All good.
Hooliganism. Now tell us about the hooliganism. What's going on there?
I heard people yelling out of cars, acting like general dickheads, honking horns.
Oh, really?
Friday night shenanigans.
Okay, is shenanigans common in your area or?
No. This is the first time I've heard shenanigans, but, I have found, random drug paraphernalia up on the hill. And random kind of, empty bottles and whatnot.
The hill might be like a young person's spot to, go get high,
hang
touch
out.
boobs and stuff.
Get high and fuck it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, touch boobs, do heroin, teenager shit.
Usual stuff.
That's it. Kiddie stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of touching boobs and doing heroin, have you noticed like all of these kids now walking around with like Nirvana shirts on? And like they weren't even born when Nirvana was a band. But there's
have you noticed when we used to wear Beatles shirts?
Beatles shirts.
But
Nirvana, Metallica,
Megadeth,
Thrasher.
Bands they've never listened to in their life, definitely.
No. Anyway, sorry for
we're in the middle of a story
I
time.
like stories about pinatas.
Answer your question. He was running around, tripped, fell on a plastic car, which led to his tooth going through his lip.
Jesus Christ. Sorry I asked. Yeah, that's not very
No,
nice.
it's all good. No, we're getting the show off on a high note. That's why we transitioned to hospitals.
Cancer, personal injuries, little kids, adorable kids smashing their face into the ground and dislodging teeth and shit. Yeah, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Boogie, if I may interrupt with the story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
Speaking of us smashing teeth, when my little sister was about 2 years old, she was going up some stairs and she slipped and fell forward and bashed her upper two front teeth on the stairs and forced them back up into her gums.
Nice, Gary.
No, that's once again the liberal use of the nice Gary. Can we retract the nice Gary from there?
Thank
you. Once the storybook's done, we'll let Elton do what he needs to do. In retrospect, I realised this storybook goes fucking way too long.
That's what makes it funny.
Yeah. Can we give Pesi a nice Gary?
Nice, Gary.
You just had to go at me for using too many fucking nice Garys. You son of a bitch.
There's too many and there's inappropriate use. This is an appropriate use because Pesi on episode 2 of this show has realized that it's okay to interrupt the flow of my story. He's got it.
Should have put that in the dossier that we gave him before the first time. By the way, just fucking elbow in whenever you get the chance because Greeno talks really, really fast and I interrupt him a lot. So it takes a long time. All right, back to
I like stories about pinatas.
We get to the point where we've called a bunch of medical centers. No medical center has a doctor that can look at a fucking split lip. That's the state of Australian medical care at the moment.
What?
No medical centers.
Wouldn't that be like putting on a Band-Aid for a doctor?
That's what I thought. But no and behold, we're going to go to the emergency department. So the wife looks at me and she's like, look, who's going to take him? And we talked about on the show, actually hit the step back in time for me, please, sir.
Yeah.
So a few weeks back, we were talking about how I'm now going to utilize my unvax status to my advantage. So, we're going to get Pesi, a bit of backstory for you. In New South Wales, we're about to get some new freedoms if you're vaccinated, right? So, you can go outside your house for like 150 meters. You're allowed to water the garden now.
I have heard, Greeno, believe it or not, you are now allowed to have a picnic with up to 5 people if those 5 people have also been double vaxxed.
Double vaccinated. Not single vax, got a double vax, right? So I said, I'm now going to use this to my advantage, Pesi, right? Because there's a lot of shit that I get forced to do out of obligation, like going to my wife's second cousin's family reunion or bullshit family plays or just a lot of things I really don't want to do. Thankfully, our leadership has given me the opportunity to go, sorry, can't do not vaxxed. So the wife said to me, she's like, look, who's going to take my son to the hospital emergency department? Now, once again, I don't know the state of healthcare in Canada, but you're waiting 4 or 5 hours with nothing to do with a lot of fucking weirdos in an emergency department. So for me, I was like, can't do it. She's like, why? Why can't you do it? I'm like, not vaxxed.
Nice, Gary!
You said this to your own wife.
I'm like, no, fair point. She's like, fair point. Like, yeah, you can't go to a hospital. You're not vaccinated. Like, safety first. So my poor wife had to spend 5 hours in the emergency department turns out my son's lip would heal itself. A doctor apparently couldn't see that.
You were like Homer on the couch, like in your underwear, eating pizza, drinking beer. It's just like
Spot on.
Mouthful of pizza. Not vaxxed.
Oh my god, he fucking kicked it out. It's our ball. Fucking hell, stupid umpires.
Nice, Gary.
There he goes.
That's my story.
You've gone ass backwards.
I like stories about pinatas.
Lowering, parental responsibility, Greeno. I mean, it's a dream come true, really.
I'm doing a service for the community by not getting my unvaxxed ass out there. I'm keeping them safe, Damo.
Yep.
How dare you? I'm a hero.
Yeah.
I'm elder of Australia.
Yeah, the vax
is due right here.
The vax say to you, ooh, unclean. Don't come out here unless you've done what we say and you have the passport. And you're like, okay, then take your own damn kids to the hospital. What? Sorry.
That's how we do it.
Fingers up. Fuck you. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
What? Stay inside and not have to deal with the little shits? Okay.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, Pesi. I'm avoiding everything. Damon, another story time for you.
I like stories about pinatas.
Going back to back.
Went out, took the son for a bike ride the other day. I thought, look, I'm going to get out there. There was a beautiful weekend, nice and warm. Sun was out. I'm like, fucking, I'm up. I'm keen. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna exercise, enjoy.
Birds are singing. It's positive. It's warm. Let's go. Yep.
Spot on. Now I'll tell you what else also happens in spring when the sun's out. They bees. Bit of bees. Now I'm halfway through a bike ride with my son. I'm on the other side of the suburb where I get stung by a bee. Now, he's on the back of my bike in like a kiddie holder type scenario.
Yeah.
And so there's me holding the
it's
bike
like
up
a little bitch seat that sits on the back of your bike.
on the back, but he fucking loves it because he doesn't have to pedal, but he gets all the fun of a cycle.
Does it throw off your balance? Like you can't go so fast around a corner on your bike anymore because, you know, the displaced weight will flip you over, you know, the other side.
Correct.
You might lose him over the side of the rail or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very pensioner pace.
Would it be better maybe to tow him along in like a little cart or something behind you?
Nah, mate, I draw the line there. Like, I'm happy to take the kid on the back of the bike, but as soon as I start doing the kiddie cart, I feel like once again, those testicles go to cranberry size.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Nice, Gary!
Got the kiddie cart. Now, here's me. I'm holding up a bike with like a 14-kilo kid on the back, trying not to let him fall because he's there. My leg is throbbing because I got a bee sting. And then I'm trying to find a way to get the stinger out, knowing that I've still got to ride 5.5 kilometers back home before I can ice this bad boy, and just praying to God that I'm not allergic to bees. Turns out I'm not allergic to bees. So that's a plus.
Is this the first time? Is this the first time you've been? Sorry, we've got to interrupt.
I like stories about pinatas.
Is this the first time you've ever been stung by a bee?
I think it may be the second. The first time was when I was in kindergarten, I believe, in our school.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the only other time. I can't recall any other time other than that. But
I've been
your body
stung by
changes
bees
sometimes.
heaps over the years, like all the way through childhood, getting stung at least like 10 times a summer.
A few months ago, I was on a bus and what's it called? A bee flew into my mask and it panicked and started biting my cheek. It didn't sting me. It bit me. And then I freaked out and threw my mask off and killed it. But like it bit the shit. It bit my cheek and I felt that bite. You know that sting? You know that stinging feeling when you kind of like touch an ingrown hair or like you touch like a shaved hair on like a stubble on your face and it kind of goes in. You know that like needle pain.
Yes.
It was just a constant that for like 3 days. Bites hurt. Holy fuck.
Jeez, I don't think I've ever heard of a bee biting you. I didn't know
they can bite.
I didn't know they could do that. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So, where were we?
I like stories about pinatas.
Bee stings. Eventually get home, put some Sooth cream on it. To Pesi's point, that fucking bitch stung hard, and I was starting to get worried. My legs started to swell up a little bit. I'm like, man, this is quite stingy. But all's well that ends well, all good. But then it got me thinking because I think bee stings, and suddenly I go to cinema. And my question to Pesi is: has there ever been, like in the history of cinema, has there ever been a bigger swerve and an unexpected twist in a film than when Thomas J. died of bee stings in My Girl?
Nice, Gary!
He needs his glasses. He has to wear his glasses.
Definitely needs his glasses. Because you think about that movie, right? It's a growing of age story. It's coming of age where, you assume, she's going to go through trials and tribulations and then in the end, she'll fall in love with Thomas J or some other dude, or she'll realize, life's okay, even though she lives in a mortuary. There's a whole bunch of stiffs coming through left, right, and center, whatnot. But then out of the blue, in this very like heartwarming PG coming of age story, the kid dies. And you're like, what the fuck? Like,
nice,
I don't care about the dead people. Like, we're talking about Sixth Sense. I don't think I can think of a bigger swerve than the fucking bee stinging Thomas J, him getting fucked up 3/4 of the way through the movie.
Yeah, as far as like damaging children's psyches, I can't really think of anything other than that one. It's interesting when you think about these movies, because there was also, I think it was around the same time. You guys remember The Good Son? The one where
the other Macaulay one,
the one where Macaulay gets thrown off a cliff at the end,
and wasn't Frodo?
Wood?
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers. People might not have seen the 28-year-old movie, Pesi.
Yeah, right.
Don't want to tell them the ending. Yes, it was Frodo.
Yeah, Frozo Baggins, ladies and gentlemen.
Frozo.
Yeah, that was Macaulay Culkin. That I was going to mention The Good Son as well, because he wasn't a bad little actor. The problem was he did all the family PG stuff. But when he was acting evil in that movie, I reckon that was probably his best movie, to be honest.
Oh, he's creepy.
He was great. Yeah, he was so really good in that.
Yeah, and after that, it was kind of he disappeared forever. So Anyway, there you go. What are we doing? Nice,
Nice,
Gary. Macaulay
Gary.
Culkin, I guess. That's
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Damo, do you have an update on the condiment Cold War? Any updates in that regard?
Okay. We can.
I like stories about pinatas.
So the last time we spoke, you know that there was like a kind of retaliatory action from my wife because I'd taken too many liberties with leaving salt, pepper related items on the bench.
No, not related. You took the piss because you put in like cayenne pepper or something.
Olive oil, some.
Now, olive oil's fine, we established, but it was the random spices.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, like maybe as some kind of active rebuilding our diplomatic relationship in the kitchen, Greeno. Something took place, so I've gone back to just salt and pepper on the bench, but somebody other than myself refilled the cracked pepper shaker, Greeno, with black pepper corns, you see. So that was like a random act of kindness, even though that was like refueling my fucking missile trucks on the border. And saying, don't worry, you'll pay us back in the future. That's okay. We're working together again now. We're rebuilding our partnership here. So there you go. That's what I thought.
Gary.
So it's positive.
That's good. Do you feel that was maybe some kind of reaction to last week's episode where we talked about, there was reasonableness in the olive oil being in there and maybe there was a bit of an overreaction because olive oil definitely an essential, but you took the piss with the cayenne pepper or the Moroccan seasoning, whatever it may have been.
That's right. Well, but you've got to understand, Greeno, these agreements come after, months and months of arduous talks, Greeno, diplomatic engagement.
100%. It's chaos.
It is a battle.
Nice,
it is.
Gary.
I mean, that's part of being married, for the younger guys out there. Part of being married is the never-ending battle of wits that sees, one person in the house pitted against the other one for supremacy at all times. So, that's also part of it. So you got to get used to it. And that's how you can end up with a segment like we have on this show called the Condiment Cold War, where we waste, a good 10 minutes every time talking about whether or not you're allowed to have the salt and pepper on the bench.
Nice, Gary.
Okay, so you guys are gonna have to. We're gonna teach Pesi today the bench. What's like? Is it like an act like? Because to me, it's I think of like a picnic bench or something. Like, is it like a spice rack? Is that what the bench is?
Kitchen bench. So when you rock up in your kitchen, you got a bench, right?
What do you call a bench?
Oh, you're just like a countertop.
Oh, countertop. My apologies. Yes.
Countertop.
Countertop.
We're using more letters.
No, fair call. No, there's a language barrier here. We need to, assimilate.
I don't understand you.
I get it. Countertop. So now, we're talking salt, pepper, and potentially olive oil. We've said Cajun seasoning's no good, but they're allowed on the countertop.
Okay, so our countertop has a basket with all of our spices and the olive oil and everything at the ready next to the stovetop.
Yes.
See, that's too far for me.
Yeah, I in that position next to the stovetop, I have just a salt and pepper shaker because I have to add, Greeno.
I like stories about pinatas.
I'm not based on your definition of what a countertop is, not Pesi's, but your one. I have to interject and say, no, this is not. I'm not talking about the countertop. I'm talking about the bench top. So
the bench top is the countertop.
No,
it's the same thing.
No, because you've got like the island bench, right? And then
the island bench is different.
No. But Pesi's saying that the island bench is the countertop.
No, Pesi's saying the kitchen bench is the countertop. Like where you've got your stovetop,
yes,
is the countertop, right?
Okay, so you're saying that's the countertop because I think Pesi's
that's
saying...
the countertop. If you've got a separate island, that's a different story.
No. So we're talking, it's not on the island. There you go, all right?
Nice, Gary.
Okay, I got it.
Bench top.
Do you have an island, Pesi? Do you have an island in your kitchen?
No.
Excellent. Now we've established Pesi's talking about the shit that goes around the stove and the sink.
The shit that goes around the stove.
Nice, Gary.
All right, that was
excellent.
Pretty clear.
No, it's good. I'm glad we wasted 8 minutes on that.
Absolutely.
You know how I like looking for a deal, Damo? I like looking for a deal.
Well, I don't know if you like looking for a deal or you're just cheap.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
Either. Okay. I'm coming up to the end of my 6 months of free pay TV. And So that's a tricky situation in itself because I really don't want to pay for it. But I am enjoying being able to watch replays of the F1.
And isn't there going to be cricket soon and stuff? You know, that'll be worth
cricket's coming up. I still got footy finals. But I'm not going to pay for it. So what I've done is I've been searching for fresh free deals, seeing what else is out there with a different email address. I need another 6 months free just to see if I like it.
Okay.
The first 6 months are free. Don't know. I need another 6.
You got to be sure.
But
big commitment.
You're going to be 100% confident before you commit the whole $15 a month to it. So I'm always looking for deals, and I saw this ad during the week for BWS. Now that's Pesi. That stands for beer, wine, and spirits. It's like a booze store. Do you call it a liquor store in Canada?
Liquor store.
Excellent. So we got this liquor store. Countertop.
You fucking asshole.
So I saw this thing, an ad during the week where BWS, Beer, Wine and Spirits, the liquor store, is offering, because obviously we're locked down, we can't go out for non-essential purchases, but beer still essential, so it's fine.
Good.
But if you don't want to head out, safety first. If you're in lockdown, you have to say, got sniffles, can't leave, waiting on the results of the COVID test. BWS is offering hour delivery, or your order is and here's the trick, or your order is free.
Free. Okay,
free.
Now we're talking. Because now we're talking. Are you like me where you instantly think of, all right, I'm going to set up like a Home Alone kind of booby trap map through the city in order to try and get them to take longer than an hour, you know? Okay, you have to go down here and then take a left onto the dirt road and then drive like 45 miles west and don't stop until your car runs out of petrol. You know, and okay, now you got to give it to me for free. Fuck you.
That's definitely one avenue. What I was thinking, if I order $7,500 worth of booze, I guarantee they can't load that bitch up in an hour and get it to my house.
Nice,
I need like 45 cases of beer. I need 19 bottles of bourbon.
What if they they show up with a truck at like 55 minutes and you're like, oh shit.
But my thing is, I'm gonna make the thing long enough that it's gonna take an hour to load the truck. That's the key.
Hang on, does it start counting? Does it start counting as they're loading the truck? Because that doesn't seem.
No, it's got to start counting from the time it says hour delivery or your order's free. So my theory is, as soon as I hit submit via order, the hour is up and running.
Yeah, because if I was in that situation, I would say it's when the truck leaves the place. That's when your hour starts.
No.
I know, because but the manager or whatever who's at the depot, Greeno, he could quite simply just sit there and go, "Well, I didn't get the order, so how can it be my fault? Like they didn't give me the order, so it's not. It can't be an hour because I didn't have it.
I still get it for free. That's my point. Because the order's been submitted. I've ticked it off. I'm good. I got the email trail. $7.5 grand worth of booze. I'm gonna try it this weekend. Okay. $7.5. Now where I'm gonna store all this booze is a different story. But I'll let you know next week.
Yeah. Hey,
how that travels.
Have you guys got a truck or something you could hang on to it for me?
you just hold on to this for a little bit till we drink it.
Just bring around like 2 cartons a week if you could.
Yeah,
that'd be good. Did you see that story, Greeno, earlier in the week about? Was it this week or last week? Where people were in a lockdown block of apartments, and apparently they couldn't get more than 6 beers at a time.
Oh, you mean the topic that we covered on last week's show?
There you go.
Nice, Gary.
I thought I didn't pay attention to this show.
No,
this was an article you sent through to the show. We talked about it last week, and you fucking forgot about it.
Fantastic. Oh, that's how memorable this fucking podcast is, right, Pesi?
Yeah. I love this show.
Pesi's regret. He's up at like fucking 6 a.m. to do this program. He's sitting there going, really?
I volunteer. I love this so much.
Yeah, but I feel for you. I think there's like, I feel he's got a bit of Stockholm syndrome after the last show.
Just craving punishment.
Just craving a bit of punishment.
Tossing and turning in bed. Nice, Gary.
Yeah.
Nice, Gary. Nice, Gary.
Damo, quick story time before we go to a break.
I like stories about pinatas.
Fuck the rundown.
The rundown's here. It's all good. Now, once again, we're talking deals. Now, Pesi, do you have something in Canada called council pickup. Now, I'll give you backstory for council pickup. This is where people put out trash on their front lawn to get like big bulk items. And the council comes around, they pick it up, they take it to the tip for you. But what generally happens is people come around, they scour, because you've got to put it out a couple of days in advance. People come around, they scour, they pick up some stuff that you put out.
They start scavenging, Pesi. There's a lot of
scavenging. So curbside pickup. We downtown in my city, if you leave something curbside, there is no fucking way in hell that thing is surviving the night. There is no. Yeah,
like if you're like in one of those little villas in the city, kind of thing, the narrow, long houses, you know, where they're all kind of crammed in together, that kind of scenario, or more like suburbia.
Downtown, yeah, more like narrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about in the burbs though? Because I think what Greeno's referring to is more like, you know, households just filling up their front lawn with garbage, right?
Oh, so that's more of that's okay. So front lawns filled with a whole bunch of detritus. That's JJ's category. That's more his people.
The van, the caravan people, the caravan people.
Yes.
The people who wear headbands and sweatbands inexplicably, even though they've not broken a sweat for years. Those kinds of people. The people who have Iron Maiden posters in their garage. Those kind of people. Okay. We love those people, Greeno.
Nice, Gary.
We like those people. That's our kind of like hardcore demographic.
Yeah. And the Vietnamese.
So anyway, that as well, yeah. Between Vietnam and people that like to scour the rummages of other people's trash, that's our key demographic.
Finland too, apparently, Greeno.
Really?
Yeah.
Finland, keen on our shit. Good to know.
One guy downloads the show from Finland. I remember from a couple of years ago.
That's like 20% of our listenership. That's fantastic.
Pretty much.
I love him. So I've never understood it, right? Because I put out like literally this, like back at our old house, this like old rusted outdoor setting where like there was a bit of mold on the seats, and put it out, and literally 5 minutes later someone's knocking our door going, are you getting rid of this? And I'm like, yeah, man. And they're like, we take it. I'm like, if you want it, like, sure.
Nice,
I mean, later, it is garbage, so if you want to take it, I guess.
If you want to take it, go nuts. So I've never understood these people until this week, because I drove past. Actually, it was when I took my son. My son for a bike ride.
Is this your first? Sorry to interrupt the story.
I like stories about pinatas.
Very, very key point here. Is this your first council pickup at the new house?
Well, I haven't done a council pickup. No. This was I rode past someone else's council pickup.
No, that's unfortunate, because I'd like to know what the scavenging situation is like where you are, Greeno. Like how hardcore.
We're gonna do one later in the year. I just don't know, because I cleared out all my crap before we moved, so I didn't lug stuff that I need to count. I did that before, but it was the first time ever I've ridden past someone's house, and I'm like, ooh, I need to go back and check that out. So I've
nice.
So this is bee sting day, right?
You've become one of the raccoons going through people's garbage.
Got to hear my story. Okay. So anyway, this is bike ride day. So I get fucking stung by a bee. I come back. I fucking ice it down. I'm good to go. I said to the wife, I'm like, look, I got to duck back over there because this dude's got some floodlights, and we got bad lighting outside in our house, right? But I'm like, they look like floodlights. I need to go check them out. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to go check it out. Like,
you're braving another potential bee attack to go and have a look at
another bee attack. Who knows?
These floodlights that this guy is throwing
away.
He's
put out in his trash.
He's throwing it away.
So I drive on over, and thankfully the dude he's got his garage open. The dude is in there. The lights are still there. Now, when I was riding back home for a double check of the lights.
Thankfully, nobody else wants this garbage.
When I was riding back, people were scouring it. Okay. So they were checking it out. And I'm like, fuck me. If I don't go back,
like
they're going to already be gone.
Like hyenas picking the corpse of a zebra, Greeno. Just fucking picking the ligaments out between the ribs.
So when I got back there, the lights were still there, and that would set the alarm bells off. Because I'm like, if the people that scoped them out didn't want them, something's up.
They must be really broken garbage instead.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw the dude there, and I'm like, "Hey man, firstly, are these free?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm getting rid of them." Secondly, I said, "Do they work?" Because I'm literally not going to take some fucking.
I love that you asked him if they're. I love that you asked him if they're free. Imagine if he was charging people to take his garbage away.
He could have been setting up for a garage sale. I don't know, man. I didn't want to fucking steal lights and then have people chasing me down the street. So I double checked. I said, "Dude, I'm like, hey man, do they work?" He's like, "Oh, look, they've literally been up in my roof for 10 years, but when I put them up there, they worked." And I'm like,
Nice, Gary.
so I was like, this is a gamble here. But then the dude, I'll give the dude a nice Gary because he's like, "Hey,
Gary.
let's go test them out before you take them." Yeah. Plugs them in, bang, bang, bang. All of them work.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm like, these are amazing, right? So I'm like, unbelievable. I'm like, "You sure? Like, you don't want them?" Like, he's like, yeah. He goes, "They actually were bought 10 years ago to light a go-kart track." He was like the president of the local go-kart track. Right. These are industrial floodlights.
Okay, now I have to interrupt.
I like stories about pinatas.
Greeno, why do you need industrial floodlights? Or is this just you didn't realize you needed industrial floodlights until you rode past and noticed somebody was throwing away industrial floodlights? Is that what happened?
I'll go to the break by answering the question this way. Why don't you want industrial floodlights?
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pesi. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pesi. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pesi. Enjoy the joy of Pesi. Enjoy the joy of Pesi.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us, the best way to do so would be via the little blue bird. Follow Greeno at the starting block. I'm going to drop the K at the end. Follow myself at BoogieBumper. Do not follow Joy of Pesi on D-Live because now, unfortunately, the little jingle, the little song, and this little spot on D-Live. It's not on D-Live. Now it's on Odyssey. So you have to go to Odyssey and look for, I think it's Midnight Riff Party, Pesi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At Midnight Riff Party on Odyssey.
On Odyssey. So it's no longer on D-Live. But unfortunately, the song's so fucking catchy that I can't stop playing it. So
I don't blame you.
From now on, maybe can you just have a placeholder, like change your banner on D Live to say "Find me at Odyssey." You know, we have moved.
I'll send you the version of the theme song where D Live is bleeped out.
Beautiful.
There you go.
What's the reason for the change in platform, Pesi?
They banned me.
There we go.
Look,
Well, that's what
they kicked out our sweet little boy Greeno. They said,
Yeah.
no more. They tossed him to the curb as though he were a set of fucking floodlights. You know,
I was punished.
Yep. Done, thrown out, unloved.
Yeah. How does that happen?
I don't know.
Okay, great story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
Great story.
We're getting off the second segment, off to the same boisterous and joyous heights that we did the first segment.
Like
We've gone from cancer to hospitals to opening the second segment. Like, oh, fucking yeah, Pesi got kicked off a platform. Oh, that's fucking
and you
terrible.
even gave him like a prime opportunity to tell the story. Like you set him up so beautifully. It was like an underarm over the plate, Greeno. Pesi, tell us the story about how you got banned off D Live. And he's like, I don't know, whatever they do over there.
Because to this day, it was like, because it was just the normal 24-hour thing that I usually have gotten in the past. And then 24 hours later, still banned.
Wow.
You know what, though? Probably didn't help that when I got banned mid-show, I immediately tweeted at them to suck my dick. That might not have helped much.
That doesn't help.
No. Anyway, I've been good though. We're good.
Odyssey's going good.
Can we talk sound bites there though, Damo? Now, Pesi talked about telling him to suck his dick. Once again, you reflex went to Nice Gary. Probably would have felt a hot toss. Might have been a more appropriate sound bite on that one.
You dick!
No, if we're just gonna, like, once again, this is probably post show chat.
Folks are dumb where I come from.
We're talking sound bites. Nice Gary. Interesting.
Nice,
Yes.
Gary.
Pesi, do you have a story time for us this week, sir?
I like stories about pinatas.
So I was getting a little hungry. So I ordered some McDonald's, and I went to the sorry Macca's.
I like stories about pinatas.
You told on the last show?
No.
Okay, excellent. Because I think it started the same way. I got hungry.
They usually do.
It did sound very similar at the start.
I like stories about pinatas.
Most of my stories start with either I was hungry or I was high. That's what I do. So I ordered a chicken sandwich because I had a coupon. And
which in Australia, Greeno, sorry to interrupt your story, Pesi.
I like stories about pinatas.
Discount vouchers.
As you'll know,
voucher, right?
As you'll know, Greeno, here in Australia, in America they call it the chicken sandwich. In Australia, Greeno, we call it the bench top.
I like stories about pinatas.
The McChicken. The
McChicken. No, that's a McChicken.
McChicken.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. No, we got the we call it the McChicken. We call it the McChicken also.
Okay. Yeah, but
why do you call it a sandwich? It's a burger, though.
Sorry, the Macachaka.
Honest question. Why is it called a sandwich if it's in a burger bun?
So I think anything between two pieces of bread would be considered a sandwich. But I think because when I say burger, I usually associate burger with just like an actual hamburger, like a beef burger. Mm-hmm. And I know I could say chicken burger, but to me, I don't know, chicken burger.
Here's Damo, I'm going to pose it to you, sir. Protocols. Sandwich has to be between two slices of bread, correct?
Yes.
Whereas any burger is inside a bun.
Yes, correct. That's
Nice, Gary.
That's pretty much what I would think. Yeah, and I think when I think of a sandwich, if I think of sandwich, I think of lettuce and lunch meat or something, Or
I think you can have a steak sandwich. It's just between two bits of bread. If you have steak in a roll, then it becomes burger / roll territory.
What about a long roll?
I think I'm just used to
a sub. So
I think it's because I'm just used to. You know what? I think it's just because like when you go to a restaurant, you order a fried chicken sandwich. It is just that. It's a piece of fried chicken in between. Like it's not necessarily like when I think chicken burger or McChicken, it's like processed and breaded,
and
but
Yeah, and also, Greeno's making the mistake of calling the McDonald's bun a bun. It's not technically a bun either. It's not even technically food, I don't think.
No, it's chemicals.
Yeah, exactly.
Image of a bun, correct. Sorry to interrupt the story. We can kick Pesi's story back in the gear.
So we should be calling it the McChem.
I like stories about pinatas.
The McClub experiment, yes.
So I ordered a McChicken, and I brought it home.
You can find it's called a McChem, Pesi.
Started to eat it, and my mouth was tingling, and I was like, "Oh, they gave me a spicy one by accident."
Nice, free spice.
It was really good. That's my story. There you go.
Oh, so it was a happy
I
accident.
like stories about pinatas.
Never wanted it. Got it by accident. It was delicious, and I will order it again.
So what happened after lunch then?
A very spicy poo.
No. Here's the question: was this a verbal order where you ordered the McChicken, or was this an online order, or did they just fuck up your order?
No, this was. This is what it was on the app. So I literally selected regular McChicken.
But they're giving you the spicy.
They gave me spicy, and it wasn't busy there. They had no excuse. They just weren't paying attention. But
admittedly, the kid's earning about $1.50 an hour that works behind the counter.
Yeah.
The attention to detail. You can't be. You're not thinking a crack team that's working behind the counter.
You expect them to do a bad job. Why
if
would
they don't spit in your burger, you've actually had a good meal.
Yeah,
it's good.
You don't know their struggle. If I came home smelling like McDonald's every day, I'd fillet myself, but other people might not enjoy that.
I guess one of the advantages of being COVID conscious, Greeno, and COVID safe is like now all of the fast food people have to wear masks all the time, so you can be spit free. Confidently moving forward. They can't be spitting on there. Have to take the mask down. Can't do that, Greeno. You'll be arrested. So it's good stuff.
That's what the army's patrolling for.
Exactly.
Nah, fair call.
Yeah.
Nice, Gary.
The brave boys out there. Fucking oath.
That's right. Serve your country.
Getting
Army
it done.
Reserve. Can we do another quick Greeno story time?
I like stories about pinatas.
Been a big story week this week.
Story heavy.
Very, very story heavy. Last week I had nothing. This week I've got a bunch. Yeah. Now I came across this little nugget throughout the course of the week. Now the pay TV sports content about to get cut off because not paying for it.
Yeah.
But I stumbled across this in my Google Chrome where they keep on suggesting movies from an app called Tubi TV. Do you know what Tubi TV is, boys?
I've never heard of Tubi TV.
Ever heard of Tubi TV, Pesi?
Yes.
Excellent. So you know what I'm talking about here.
Well,
so
this is fill me in.
Yeah, I'm about to fucking get to it. That's the whole point of the story time. I'm not going to go, Pesi knows, excellent. Go to the next segment. That whole fucking point is not about the story. So I jump on Tubi TV, but I'm seeing all these suggestions. I'm like, this is fucking really, really weird. Like, it's kind of got my taste down pat because, the algorithm, it spies on me. But at the same time, I'm like, what is this Tubi TV? Yeah. And I jump on, and it's basically, Damo, it's like YouTube for movies.
Okay.
But the movies that are so bad that no kind of like paying subscription app will pay to put on their app.
Nice, Gary.
So it's yet again, for the second time this week, you're now rummaging around in somebody else's garbage. Looking for free shit. So you've gone to like the digital curbside of the internet and started rifling through DVD boxes.
Spot on. And I found an opening nugget of gold because the first suggestion was a movie called Beer League. Now, have you seen the movie Beer League, Pesi?
The what movie? What? Beer League with the Artie Lang.
Artie Lang, fuck yes. Well done, sir. Give Pesi a nice and Ralph Macchio. It's about a beer league softball team that has Artie Lang and Ralph Macchio, and it's fucking as bad as it sounds when you hear about a movie that has Artie Lang and Ralph Macchio, but it was so bad it became good. And I'm like, this channel is going to be unbelievable. It's also got other classics, Damo, like Ernest Rides Again, which currently has a Rotten Tomatoes rating of sub 5%, which I didn't realize the movie could be rated that low. But that's the kind of quality tons of content I'm getting on Tubi TV.
It's -5. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, I checked out a start of another film the other day called Harvard Man. Now, I remember seeing this back in the VHS stores years and years and years ago.
Oh, with Tom Green?
No, not Tom Green. This one has got Adrian Grenier, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and the chick from Chasing Amy. Now, the movie itself is about kind of like a Harvard basketball player who gets involved. He's dating a chick whose dad's in the mob and he throws games, blah, blah, blah. It's very Blue Chip-esque. Okay. But what really got me very early on in the film, it starts very promising where Adrian Grenier is just pounding Sarah Michelle Gellar from behind to open the movie for like a minute and a half. And I'm like, we could be onto something here. This film, like Tubi TV, well done.
Nice, Gary!
There we go. But I noticed something when I was watching the credits. I'm a weirdo. I watched the opening credits, make sure I'm paying attention. And I saw score Johann Sebastian Bach.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
I'm like, what's going on here? And I realized about 40 minutes into the movie, the director or whoever's in charge of the music, the composer, I guess. Actually, we need the composer because that's the person that writes it. Pesi, what's the term for the person who puts the music together for a film?
Composer?
Yeah, but don't they have to write the music? Like Danny Elfman is the composer because he creates it. If you just pick random songs and put it in there.
Score director or something? Shit.
Maybe, yeah, it might be that. This guy's fucking gone, I'm gonna try and like arts up this fucking movie.
Okay.
So he's just put all these random pieces of classical music back to back to back to the point where you're irritated by all the classical music that plays throughout the first 30 minutes of the movie. And there's still another hour and a half to go.
Are you sure Christopher Nolan didn't do it, Greeno?
There's no Christopher Nolan in there, no. But just want to make you aware and the blockheads aware of the beauty that is Tubi TV.
Tubi TV.
Yeah, and another fun fact about Stealing Harvard, directed by James Toback, who in October 2017 was accused by 395 women for sexual harassment, including Rachel McAdams, Selma Blair, Natasha Leggero, Julianne Moore.
He got all of them.
Chauvinists and sexists and misogynists and chauvinists and sexists.
Another fun fact: the movie that Pesi just referenced is not the movie I was talking about.
Nice, Gary.
Said Harvard Man, Pesi.
Sorry. No, I meant Harvard Man. Yeah, that's what I meant. I was thinking of stealing Harvard, the Tom Green movie. Still,
Tom Green movie. Yeah, spot on. This show is like unusually more off the rails than usual, but I'm loving it.
It sounds like Stealing Harvard, Pesi, stole your heart.
It stole my Harvard.
Can you run that sexual harassment stat man for us again, Pesi? What was that? Accusations against the director?
So the director of Harvard Man, James Toback.
Yeah.
He was recently acquitted of all the charges, but he was accused by like 395 women as early as 2017 for like rubbing his dick and being creepy.
That's quite a tally, isn't it? 395. Fuck.
Quite a tally. That's what the women said when they saw his penis.
That's quite a nice little. Did he ever work with an Australian actress? That's good little tallywhacker you got there, mate.
Nice tallywhacker.
Yes.
And not surprisingly, when you Google search James Toback, it says people also search for Brett Radner.
Who's Brett Radner?
Another director who's accused of a shit ton of sexual harassment cases.
That's the X-Men one.
Wow.
I think.
Is everybody
X-Men, was he? No,
Ryan
Rush Hour as well. Yeah, Rush Hour.
But let's be honest here, all these sexual harassment cases, we're so desensitized now, like 390, and you're like, wow, that's something, huh? Anyway, let's go to a break, like we've become so desensitized to that stuff. We just assume in Hollywood that everybody is, abusing/raping everybody. And so we just like, well, we'll let them do it as long as they bring out good movies. But let's be clear, they're pushing that envelope, aren't they?
If I can't drag them into the street and kick them to death, and you're not going to put them in jail, then I guess we just let them go.
Nice, Gary.
Exactly, for the art, for the craft.
Yeah, it's artistic. It's fine. Should we? Let's skip segment 8. Hey, can we go back to Kimmy's segment 5?
Okay. What do you
Kimmy's hero or douchebag.
Okay.
So this little segment we like to do on this show, Pesi, I'm going to let you be the deciding judge on this one. We do a little segment called Hero or Douchebag, where we take a situation, we're like, hey, this could go either way. This kid, this guy, this woman, they could either be a hero or a douchebag. And we just decide. We put it to normally the 2 people in the chat. But you can watch this and let us know.
Okay.
All right, so Damo, explanation of the video we just watched for the podcast listeners.
Okay, we've got a dangerous, like, these guys are fucking, they have no idea what they're doing. That is, like, I don't know why he's standing there holding a TV, a large screen TV on a railing like that, on its edge like that. So he's got, like, basically 2 inches of rail for the whole TV to slip off instead of holding it sideways. So he's standing there, his buffhead mate is halfway down the stairs, holding his arms out as though he could reach the TV from there, but he's like 8 feet away. And then a little kid just comes up and just kind of, Greeno, would you say, whacks him in the nuts?
Nice, Gary!
Yeah.
Whacks him in the nuts, and down goes the TV.
In the kid's defense, the dad just had his vaccination, just double checking, test his size and guessing.
Yes, of course, because you got to be safe.
In retrospect, though, because I never I watched this clip very quickly, put it in the rundown because Kimmy sent it through, and I was like, yeah, we'll watch it on the show. In retrospect, this is just set up for Google for clicks, right? Because what's this like? What's the plan? Like, let's pretend the kid doesn't hit the dude in the nuts.
Yep.
What is the plan here? Is the guy dropping the TV on the bloke below so we can catch it? Like, obviously not. Just walking down the steps. This is set up so people click it, they share it on stupid shows like ours. And we have a bit of a giggle, and they get as many clicks on YouTube as they want.
Absolutely. There you go, Greeno. So I don't know anything about manual labor. You don't know anything about owning smart TVs. We've fixed it. We solved it. We've figured out this mystery. Yeah. There you go. It was a setup. It's fake.
For all we know, this guy signed up to some bizarre service where at any point during the day for like a month, a small child can attack you. Yes. Can and will attack you.
Like similar to Michael Douglas in the game. You know?
Exactly. Except it's a kid punching your dick at the most inconvenient time.
Nice, Gary!
You don't know when it's coming, but it is coming. That's the thing that really fucks with your head.
For the purposes of getting through this segment, though, we'll go through the pointless exercise and pretend this is a real clip. Pesi, the kid, hero or douchebag?
I think the kid is. I think the kid was a douchebag.
Yes,
the kid is not alive anymore.
Nice work, sir. Yeah, man, I really got to start watching these clips before we put them in the rundown, eh?
Well, hero or douchebag, I don't think the kid's either. I think the kid, because he's working for the, hire a baby to punch you in the balls randomly during a month. Because he's working for that, I guess he's just a working man. He's just earning a paycheck like everybody else. So he's not a hero, he's not a douchebag, but he is someone who, he's going to provide, Greeno. He's going to provide for his family.
Do what he has to do to put a meal on the table.
That's it.
And for all we know, this could be a stunt kid.
I know. And the hire a baby for 24 hours to punch you in the balls, PTY limited, Greeno. They don't pay the best. They, for example, they don't have dental. There, Greeno. They tell us that our teeth are just going to fall out on their own, and we say that's bullshit. We deserve dental care.
Not eligible for JobKeeper either.
Yeah, is that right? Not enough employees.
Yeah, hard times for little kids, punch stick, etc. Community. Yeah. Let's move on. We try and be as positive as we can on this show. We try and look at the half glass full, if you will. We don't like to dwell on the negative. Accentuate the positive, if you will, boys.
You gotta accentuate the positive.
Eliminate negative. So I'm trying to look at positives of COVID. And this week, thankfully, I was reminded of the positives of COVID.
Yep.
When I realized
1,152 of them, ladies and gentlemen, COVID positive cases out there, Greeno, joining the ranks of the positive COVID cases there. Fantastic work, Greeno.
Different positives, sir.
Oh, different.
I'm trying to look at stuff. stuff that COVID has improved in this world.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, my ability to not have to do really like pointless shit, like take my son to a hospital. Don't want to do that anymore. That's good.
The
That's one thing off the list.
temptations of attending bars and fine dining establishments have now been removed from my options, Greeno. So I no longer feel tempted to go and have a good night out.
But once again, I don't now. Positive. I don't have to pay $12 for a schooner.
That's true.
Nice, Gary.
It's very true. You do have to pay $7,000 in a wily scheme to get free booze, though.
No, free booze, sir.
Yeah,
free booze.
Free booze.
That's how we work. I was reminded this week of a positive of the last 12 months of COVID.
You got your AIDS results back. Oh, well done.
That as well. Yeah, no, well, that's a different thing. We'll talk about that off show. Yeah. Admit, for the last 12 months, we haven't had to put up with celebrity red gala events.
No red carpets, Greeno.
And this week I was reminded of why it was such a positive last year, because I had to sit through the Met Gala and the VMAs.
Oh, okay. Now
I like stories about pinatas.
Pardon me, sir. I have a question. What is the Met Gala? I don't know what the Met is, because when I first heard, I'm gonna, whichever fucking celebrity it was that was like, I'm not trading this in for the Met. I assumed, that she was talking about the New York Mets, Greeno.
That's what I thought too.
And I thought this celebrity is like, you know what? I'm a big baseball fan, but I'm not doing this just to go to the baseball. Turns out, no, it's some kind of shindig where all these rich arseholes rub up against each other and, drink cocktails and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, aren't there already a million of those anyway? What are you really missing out on?
Yeah, so you had VMAs, then Met Gala. Now, the Met Gala, to answer your question, was formerly known as the Costume Institute Gala or a Costume Institute benefit, and now known as the Met Ball. It's an annual fundraising gala for the benefit of Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costumes Institute. So once again, just a big
sounds like wank misery.
A big wank fest where everyone gets to jerk off on each other about how great and rich they are.
Nice, Gary.
Now, the day before, you had the VMAs. So once again, big red carpet event and a whole bunch of just crazy shit going on there. Okay. Extravagant dresses and a whole bunch of like pointless things. The big takeaway from that, apparently Benefer 2.0 is back in action, official.
Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
You also had Megan Fox introduce herself in a very see-through thing. No titty shown, no vag, but everything else was visible. But she's now dating some dude named Machine Gun Kelly. I don't know what a Machine Gun Kelly is. Yeah. I don't know who he is. I'm not going to acknowledge him.
Just white. There's this weird new genre of like white rapper where half their music sounds like Blink-182, like 90s pop punk, but
you told me you loved me and then you walked out on me. Oh my God.
Basically.
Brutal. Which then brings me to the other link to that is apparently now the drummer from Blink-182 is banging a Kardashian.
Is he really?
Nice,
so
Gary.
That's what I took from the VMAs, red carpet, and the Met Gala.
The Kardashians have really dropped off, haven't they? Once upon a time, it was NBA stars and Kanye West, and now they're banging drummers, Greeno.
Oh wait, hold on. So wait, you're saying that the drummer from Blink-182 managed to hook up with the one Kardashian that likes white guys?
Yes.
Nice, Gary.
That's true.
Correct, sir. That's right.
That's true.
Lucky man.
Yes, Caitlyn Jenner, ladies and gentlemen.
So there was one positive from COVID, Damo. The fact we didn't have to deal with that shit last year, thankfully. This year, unfortunately, though, the self-satisfaction and the grandstanding is back.
Yeah.
Where everyone's talking about, the country is still so poor and all these unemployed people, but let's whack on a $55,000 dress and dress up as much bling as possible.
Yeah.
How many different dresses can J-Lo wear in a day? Let's find out in this week's edition of Women's Day.
Yes, she is a costume change fiend, isn't she? The old J-Lo. Are you happy about Benefer, Greeno, or are you a little sad for Ghana, Greeno?
Nah, fuck Ghana. I have no interest in Ghana. I find her boring. I find her very, very plain. She's like a pancake. It's still a Mitch Hedberg joke where it started like, exciting pancakes, and next you know, like, I'm fucking sick of pancakes.
You're fucking sick of them.
Sick of them. That's right. I feel that's Jennifer Garner. She's very boring. She seems judgmental to me.
Judgmental.
Yeah, she just seems like the kind of person that would give you a lecture.
Such a personal accusation to make. She's so judgmental. It's like, hang on, I'm judging that.
Like if I Jennifer Garner, like she's the kind of person. If I went to get a third beer for dinner, she'd be giving me that look. Like, really?
It's funny you say that because there's a famous clip from Conan. I swear to God, where she like bitchingly, like in a really bitchy manner, tries to correct his grammar, and he pulls out a dictionary and fucking corrects her back.
Yes. Right. See, I just get that vibe about her that she just seems like holier than thou.
Just a stuck
always lips are always pursed.
Yes, that's true. That was hilarious. Like even when she first came out, what was that show? Alias? Remember that?
Alias, that's right.
Yeah, and I remember my wife back then was like, "Oh God, I hate this bitch." I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "Because she's always doing like this pouty, kissy face all the time." And once I heard that, I was like, "Jesus Christ, that's true." Like it doesn't matter what conversation's being had, it's always the same dumb expression on her face. Imagine trying to have a conversation with somebody about the bench top or the countertop or whatever, and they're looking at you like that in response. You know.
That's what I mean. Imagine trying to have your condiment Cold War with someone who was just always judging you. I couldn't do it.
You'd have to bury them in the backyard. There'd be no other option.
100%. That Alias debate. I remember the big battle back then was Alias v. What was the Jessica Alba show? A similar spy show.
Dark Angel.
Well done.
Yeah, baby.
Nice, Gary.
Where it was the battle because they were both kind of spy shows, and it was like, oh, they're kind of similar, but Alias seemed to rate higher. But everyone's looking at Dark Angel going.
There was a glut of those, like for whatever reason, there was a glut of spy shows because around the time wasn't that also like 24?
Nah, this was a little bit before 24.
Not much before. Not much before, man. Pretty close.
Pretty close, but not quite. It was more the chick kind of like super spy type theme.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer was around as well.
Yeah, you had Buffy, you had Angel, all around those times, and they used to put them like really late at night.
You had Buffy, Dark Angel, and Ally McBeal, Greeno. There's like all of these crime-fighting female.
Murphy Brown.
in the same group.
Candace Bergman can throw a punch, I tell you.
Yeah. She's like an old rooster. When you back her into a corner, she starts pecking at you.
Hey, you guys remember that episode of Murphy Brown where she just beats the living fuck out of everyone at the office?
Nice, Gary.
Slamming people's heads against the desks into the keyboards.
Sues Miles for sexual harassment.
Again. We find it. That's why she goes through secretaries, Greeno. They don't get fired. She fucking beats them up and throws them out physically. Call the window guys again. Murphy just fired another secretary.
Turns out the dude that was painting a house for 9 seasons was actually a sex slave. Just couldn't leave.
Yeah, he was gimped up.
Yeah. Why are we talking Murphy? Fuck, man, we're talking Murphy Brown.
Murphy Brown.
I
wasn't a big Murphy Brown watcher. I think that was a little bit. Murphy Brown, I think, was winding up. Well, no, it was winding up by the time I was old enough to start knowing what I cared about to watch, if that makes sense, you know? So I think by the time we were like 13, 14, Murphy Brown was already done, wasn't it?
What were your top 3
shows growing up?
Like sitcom. Like for me, for example, for me, it was I watched the Drew Carey Show. I watched what's it called? God, I had it on the tip of my tongue. I'll have to get back to you. But yeah, Drew Carey Show was a big one for me.
See, I think we're a little bit younger than you there, Pesi. Oh, sorry, older.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're younger than us. So for us, it was like Urkel.
Oh yeah, Family Matters.
Yeah, Family Matters. It was those kind of shows. It was
Fresh Prince,
and Fresh Prince. That would have been the sitcoms at the time.
Perfect Strangers. Did you guys ever watch Wayans Brothers?
No, I was like Simpsons and Seinfeld. I was like Simpsons and Seinfeld were like the two.
Okay, yeah. I'm kind of like in between eras, right? So like I kind of watched what you guys did, but I also watched what little bit of everything. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Drew Carey show. I love that because I was a little bit older. Love that show. That was
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
I actually have. Hold on. You guys keep talking. I'll be back. I'm just take a picture of this.
Oh, okay. He's going to take a picture, Greeno.
Nice, Gary.
Well, while Pesi's off doing his photography class, let's do this segment. Bro, people are fucked.
All right, what do you got?
It's good to have this one back. I came across this article during the week. If you can pull up the picture for me, please, sir. There we go. Rapper, I can't see this dude's name. Can you read it for me?
Okay, yeah. Rapper Dan Sir, Greeno. Dan Sir claimed he's the first person on the planet to have gold chains for hair, which he says hangs from hooks surgically implanted into his head, Greeno. Yeah.
Nice, Gary.
No, nice, Gary, bro.
People are fucked. Look at his little chain there. It's like a little lion, a lioness. I think you'll find Greeno on his chain.
Now, hear me out here, right? If you've sat there and surgically implanted, 50 to 60 gold chains into your hair, is there a need to still wear a gold chain around your neck?
I guess there's always a need, isn't there?
I DM'd you guys something on Twitter, by the way, just because we're talking Drew Carey show. So if you guys wanted to see a little something I have in my collection there.
While Boogie's looking at the DM,
can we show that or not?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. All right.
Currently worth 250. Currently worth like $200, as far as I know.
Really? That's incredible.
You'd never sell that thing. That's sensational.
No, I'm never getting rid of it. I found it covered in dust.
All right, so for the podcast listeners, you own this doll, Pesi.
Yeah, it's still sealed.
That's sensational. It's a Mimi Bobek doll. Now, you have to be a Drew Carey fan to understand who the fuck Mimi Bobek is, but it is a spot-on likeness.
It's also Greeno for ages over 3, as written on the corner.
Imagine the disappointment on your daughter's face.
No, this one's for Daddy.
No. Christmas morning.
This is Daddy's doll.
Joke's on you guys. The joke's on you guys. This is what Barbie looks like now. This is the new Barbie.
Finally, a Barbie we can all enjoy.
I feel seen.
Oh, nice one. What are we doing?
That was your fault. That was your fault. You wanted it.
Bro, people are fucked. My question: do you reckon that dude also has the gold chains on the pubes, or just the top?
I don't know. Would you have like that long pubic hair though? I mean, look, how can you curl a gold chain, Greeno?
I think they have to go a curl, maybe something thin, more like just a thin necklace band, something that's already kind of like pre-curled, similar to a candelabra.
Yeah, I'm thinking like something like the width of, say, a coat hanger, Greeno, curled, in like a little spiral, and we could attach them to the pubis. It's called the pubis, Greeno. The area above the penis. That kind of pubis. That's right. That patch there. That's your pubis. So we could put some hooks in him and attach the little curled wires, like coat hanger wire, sticking out towards the penis, Greeno.
That could work. Also, good spot to so you don't lose your keys.
You won't lose your keys, and people always know you're coming.
Nice, Gary.
Can't sneak up on anybody.
All right, let's go to this one before we go to a break, Damo. I saw this the anniversary of Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill coming up, and she was a little bit disappointed this week, where she was trying to do. They were doing a documentary. They're like, "Hey, Alanis, like let's make sure we'll get the plugs out there. We'll do these kind of things. We'll do a doco about the history of Jagged Little Pill.
Time to do one of those PR whirlwind. You do all the talk shows, Greeno. You do the you like you said, the podcast. You sit down. Your Women's Day articles, Greeno, become a thing. Your women's magazines.
Spot on. So Alanis Morissette, she's been unhappy this week because she's come out and had to point it out, going the HBO documentary Jagged. This is not the story I agreed to tell. So basically, to surmise, Alanis has gone up there and is like, look, this is what I want to tell about the background and the history of the album and whatnot, to plug the re-release of the 20th anniversary, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. The documentarian has gone, well, we're going to go do interviews with everyone. They've put out a documentary which may tell a different tale to what Alanis was trying to say. So to surmise, though, Alanis was trying to do a media puff piece to flog some records and has now got a hit piece. It's a bit ironic, though, Damo.
Oh.
Well, in my opinion, when
come on, man, that was fucking worth the setup.
I mean, in my opinion, when if HBO comes up to you and they're like, we want to do a documentary about you, and it turns out to be a little salacious, I mean, you ought to know.
It's the JJ Stoner Spring Collection, the perfect attire for any and every occasion you can think of this season. Like we were in the mosh pit full of sweat and everyone's slapping, hitting, and pulling on you. This shit won't rip! Lunch at your favorite cafe? Brunch with the girls? These stylish ensembles will give you the confidence you need to look and feel your best. Or if you're getting arrested for possession, it comes with a built-in police stick-proof body armor. Keep swinging, pigs! Call now, and your order will come with a complimentary ounce of that dankest bubblegum slurricane that the South has to offer. Don't forget the wall tapestry! If you need to cover your wall, it works!
Hello, my name is Frozen Asian, and I'd like to tell you about my show, The Sunday Night Shit Show, every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Along with good conversations and laughing at funny and weird shit we find on the internet, we also have the Hat Cam, where I showcase my myriad of great-looking hats. Here is a testimonial from a great friend of mine who has enjoyed my hats lately.
I hope your next hat is a bullet. Jesus Christ, what are you, fucking Asian Dick Tracy? What's wrong with you? Why do you have to ruin my evening? Like, I was just gonna listen to my buds do their show, and you just gotta do that. You do the show without the hat.
So you're not enjoying it?
No.
Dude, Asian
come
Dick
on,
Tracy.
secretly you enjoy it.
You look like you're going undercover in Argentina, but it's not working.
I hate you. I hate you.
Come on, you secretly love it.
No, I openly hate it.
And there you have it. So subscribe to the Sunday Night Shit Show at youtube.com/Sunday Night Shit Show. And hope to see you there on Sunday nights. Bye.
Welcome to The Starting Block. Follow on Twitter at The Starting Block. Drop the K at the end. Find the podcast on iTunes or on tavshow.com.
Yeah, it's back in the block, ladies and boys and girls. Well, we have the back announce where you have to wait for the music to go for about 6.5 minutes before you can start talking, and I have to wait longer and longer each week. And I still feel like I'm going in too early.
Nice, Gary!
That was a good gag by Pesi before we went to the break, though. That was much better than my line, I must admit.
Well, they were both kind of the same, you know.
Yeah, so cheesy, but good. Like, it's good.
soul
Like, I
sucking.
feel like if we had like some canned laughter, would have been fucking right on cue for both of our jokes there.
Yeah, we both equally deserve a slap. So,
slap each other.
Nah. I'm going to give ourselves a nice Gary. Hit a nice Gary for me and Pesi for our bad joke.
One each.
Had a boy.
Nice,
So, mate, big sport talk, Pesi. Are you into sport at all, Pesi? Like, yeah, you keen on any kind of sport?
casual enjoyer, I guess you would say. Like I enjoy it. Like, yeah, like if the wife's watching basketball, I'll watch it. I'm more of a slam ball man. I don't know if you remember slam ball, which was full contact basketball with trampolines on the court.
Yes.
That's more my speed. Or MXC, confused Japanese people getting hurt on obstacle courses.
Oh, I love an obstacle course.
Traditional sport.
Yeah.
Did you, traditional sports, like, did you have one called It's a Knockout over there?
It's a Knockout. Let me see.
It's a knockout was like a stadium sport, kind of, not really a sport, where usually I guess like two families, was it Greeno, would go up against each other.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was like like Gladiators, but the PG version of it. Right?
No, we had Guts, which was Gladiators with kids.
Oh, kid Gladiators.
Ooh, did you have Canadian Gladiators?
No, we had American Gladiators.
Just watch the American Gladiators.
Nice, Gary.
Didn't even have your own Gladiators.
Yeah, we had Australian Gladiators. Now, there was one very attractive female gladiator, which got all the boys excited. We were like 12, 13 when the show came out. But then there was like 6 other women that were like semi-attractive but very muscly, that just put a lot of confused messages through our prepubescent brains. We didn't know how to feel because they were in like tight lycra and they had big racks, but then they could bench press like both of us simultaneously. And you're
they had a jawline. They had a jawline like Johnny Bravo, Greeno.
Yeah, that as well. So we had to hang our hat on Delta. There was the glamour of the show.
She never feminine one. Yeah.
Yeah, she never competed in any events though. Because I tried to Google it recently. I'm like, I wonder what events Delta was in, and we saw pictures of her. And I'm like, oh yeah, she was a star. Our minds were right. And then she was just never in any competitions. They just put her up there. She came out. She smiled. Maybe she was at the end of the gauntlet, perhaps, when no one ever got to.
No, if she'd be in any part of the gauntlet, Greeno, she'd be at the start, because it's like, who cares? You put your strongest one at the back. So she would have been the first one that they run past when they're fit and full of oxygen and full of enjoyment and adrenaline. Green.
That's it. Yeah, get her out of the way and make her earn a paycheck.
Exactly.
Fair call. They put Fury or someone at the arse end.
That's right.
The big butch chick.
The Taipan or something, Greeno.
Yeah, no, Taipan was the bloke though.
Yeah, but didn't they have girls and guys in the gauntlet though? I think you'll find.
No, it was because you had both 2 competitions. You had a chick competition and a guys competition.
Oh, that's a shame, because it would have been fun to watch the guys beat the shit out of the girls with the big padded baseball bats, Greeno.
Are you cancelling 1990s television shows, sir?
Yes, for not being equal enough.
Nice, Gary.
Yeah. What we do on the show, Pesi, we like to cancel things. We try to take a new age thing, realize things were offensive, cancel them.
Yeah. What do you want to get rid of? Pick something.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
Example: we've cancelled 80s Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, had to get rid of him.
Okay.
Because we got rid of him. It doesn't matter that's in the past. We're cancelling though. Not current Eddie Murphy. We're cancelling historic Eddie Murphy.
All right. I'd like to cancel breakfast burritos.
Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
I think to take a culturally significant and delicious meal like the burrito.
Yes.
And basically go, hey, let's put 5 things that are a singular texture into this tortilla. Yes. And that's how I'm going to start off my day.
Your bacon,
that's disgusting.
Your
You're disgusting.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Beans. Do you put beans in there? Is beans in there?
In a breakfast burrito? I don't know. I've only ever had one once or twice, and I was very disappointed. They're always wet.
It's soggy.
Like soggy. It's just like, give me a nice sausage and egg sandwich. Like, give me a good,
I've had a burrito. I've had a gas station burrito for breakfast, but it was not a breakfast burrito, if that makes sense. Like, it was a regular kind of beef tomatoey one. You're right about the sogginess, but I think here's a key point, Pesi. Does the burrito come like, is it a microwave one that you chuck in the microwave yourself for like a minute, or is it in a pie warmer? You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm talking about when you order one at a restaurant, because like if you're pulling out a frozen burrito filled with egg,
yes, for breakfast,
and throwing that in your microwave, you deserve whatever gastrointestinal fucking holocaust happens to you later on in the day.
I'll take it a step further. I feel that there's some cultural insensitivity when it comes to the breakfast burrito that I think we're missing. You know, I feel that eggs are disparaging to the Mexican heritage of the burrito. Like, is there even a chicken in burrito in Mexico? I feel that they're insulting what the true historical significance of a burrito is. No,
so you hang on. So you think that there's no chickens in Mexico?
For the purposes of me canceling something,
yes.
Fuck it. You don't need facts to cancel things these days.
That's
no
true.
Chickens, only pollos.
In my work view of the cancellation world, we're going to pretend that there's no chickens in Mexico.
Only
They're
roosters.
all imported.
Bro. Yeah.
Only roosters. They're all imported. Which is taking
for the cockfights.
which is taking money out of the Mexicans' pocket. The peso. My apologies.
Pesos out of your pockets, there, Puyos.
Pesos out of the pockets, which means all the more reason to fucking cancel this breakfast burrito.
Good. It's about time. Somebody did something.
Look down the big boys. It's fucking the breakfast burrito. They've been fucking sitting up on their high horses for too long. Yeah. These breakfast burrito corporate shills.
Big burritos. Big
big
burrito and their standover bully boy tactics.
I'm glad fucking Pesi had the courage to come on this show and fucking stand up to the big breakfast burrito boys.
Yeah, that's it. Or as they're known to the authorities, Greeno, the cartel.
Cartels, exactly. Them and their chicken-free fucks in Mexican tax havens. I can't stand for it anymore.
Why is there powdered egg on a burrito? Fuck you.
There's no chickens
crime.
in Mexico. That's a war crime.
That's why they use the powdered eggs, because there's no chickens in Mexico. Yeah. So the powdered egg burrito is like more authentic than real egg, because in Mexico, of course, they have no eggs.
They don't even turn the powdered egg into egg. They just sprinkle it inside the burrito.
Like salt.
When you take a bite out of it and cough, there's like a dust cloud.
And Frank, say one thing, Anne Frank wouldn't been seen dead with a fucking breakfast burrito. That tells you all you need to know. Let's talk some F1. We were talking about sport about 8 minutes ago, weren't we?
I'm the stat man.
Not a stat man. We got Daniel Ricciardo. This is a fucking nice Gary.
Nice Gary.
Nice Gary.
Daniel Ricciardo wins his first race in the better part of 2018.
2018. Yep.
2018. It's McLaren's first win since 2012. It's its first 1-2 since 2010.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable race.
Fucking welcome and a nice Gary to McLaren, because thank fuck there's another team doing something. Thank you, McLaren. Thank you, McLaren.
It's been brutal. It's been Max Verstappen versus Lewis this year, and man, I don't know if you saw. Did you see anyone see the crash between Lewis and Max Verstappen in the Monza race?
No.
Basically, Lewis was almost decapitated, but thankfully for the halo, really goes to show like the serious safety measures that they've implemented in these cars. The halos look stupid, but literally saved Lewis's life, because Max went over the top of him, and the wheel still spun on Lewis's head, even with the halo there.
And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate he wasn't critically wounded.
Nice, Gary.
Very sad.
Good news, no Damo. Lewis was able to show up to the Met Gala 2 days later.
Oh, that's lovely.
Nice, Gary.
Was he wearing a vest, Greeno?
I think there was a vest, yeah.
Is it a black tie event, the gala?
Definitely. There's the Met Gala. It was the costume thing we talked about like a segment ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm just dragging it out.
That's it. Let's give Mercedes a nice Gary, though, for this particular one. I think this tweet.
Mm-hmm.
So Mercedes is so used to fucking winning. They've just got all this excess champagne lying around. McLaren don't expect to fucking win many races, don't expect to get on the podium. So Mercedes...
So they're so cheap, they don't even order champagne.
They had champagne, but the Mercedes team went over and like, hey, guys, have you got enough to make sure everyone's got any? And they shipped over crates of champagne.
That is a nice
to make sure... To make sure the McLaren team, who hadn't won in literally 10 years, got there enough to be able to celebrate with everyone and have a good night. Apparently, not the first time it's happened in F1. The media tries to portray it as like every team hates each other, but they're actually a real like family environment behind the scenes.
Well, the thing is, remember when we were in Melbourne, right? For the F1 Grand Prix, and we were staying in the hotel. This is actually a little impromptu.
I like stories about pinatas.
We were staying in the same hotel as a lot of the Formula One staff.
Staff,
because
that's right.
We were right across the road. None of the stars. They get their own shit. We were with like the kind of blue collar catering staff.
Caterers. That's right. The Williams caterer that we had a chat with.
That's right. So what you soon discover is the divisions in Formula One are not between team versus team when it comes to the regular people, because all of like the low level workers from all the teams hung out together, right? So they're all in the same boat. Remember we interviewed that chick. We recorded a couple of interviews on my phone, and then I fucking lost my phone. It was a nice
Gary.
And so remember we spoke to that chick. She worked as a caterer.
She was the Williams caterer. Yeah.
Williams, and she'd been doing it for like 6 years or something. And either myself or Greeno asked her something like, wow, doing this for 6 years, that must be pretty amazing to be able to travel around and stuff. And she looked us both dead straight in the eyes, like unflinching, not laughing or anything. And she says to us, I wish I was dead. Swear to God. She's like, I hate my life. And like, she finished a cigarette. She was like Polish or something, right? I wish I was dead. I hate my life. And she stubbed out her cigarette and walked inside. It was fucking hilarious.
It just went to show I guess the demands of celebrity when it comes to these because everyone's just fucking rich as when it comes to Formula One.
Yeah.
And these are low level employees probably earning, they earn more than a regular kind of caterer or chef.
No, they don't. They earn less because so the travel is considered part of the pay.
Part of their perks. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But this chick was just cold. She's a real cool chick. We chatted to her for like half hour, and then we asked her like some questions, and that's when she got cold. She's like, no, man, head to my left.
I'm not here to talk about work.
Yeah, that's it. Stop asking me questions. Leave me alone. I'm going back to the hotel. So a bit F1, but yeah, nice to see. I saw a video today where Daniel Ricciardo got to choose where the trophy went in the McLaren factory.
Oh yeah,
and he chose next. He's like, look, I just wanted to put my trophy next to Ayrton Senna, and he chose when Ayrton won in Adelaide in 1993.
Okay.
Because Dan was at that race. So it was a nice little bit of history where Daniel Ricciardo was a young Australian kid dreaming of being a racer, watched Ayrton Senna win in Adelaide 1993, and he got to put his trophy there 18 years later next to Ayrton Senna's trophy. So I thought it was a nice little moment.
Nice, Gary. And just quickly, Greeno, I think the story of McLaren is so fucking... If you're not a Formula One fan, you won't give a fuck about this. But McLaren, the case study of McLaren is so weird because they were so successful for so long, and then the drop-off was like immediate, and then for a decade. You know, like they were winning. Remember the days of like Mika Hakkinen versus Ferrari, Greeno, when the McLarens were fucking kicking ass? It was McLaren versus Ferrari every week. So now... But then, like, for whatever happened, they lost a big sponsor or something, and they just went through the fucking floor. Remember, they had to get they changed engine manufacturers.
It was the rule changes just before Lewis went to Mercedes, and Mercedes were already well ahead on those rule change cars. While McLaren was still fighting for a championship, so they were like years behind. And then that's when Lewis jumped ship, and then Mercedes have been behind the 8 ball ever since because they stopped development.
McLaren.
Remember, they're like. Well, no, just in general, they stopped all the testing during the year.
Right.
And that's when, so McLaren was behind 2 years, then they banned testing during the year. So then it's taken these other teams 10 years to catch up to Mercedes.
10 years.
Yeah. Mercedes and Red Bull were just so far streets ahead because they sucked at that time when they implemented those rule changes.
Very good.
So they developed
And I just want to add, Pesi, obviously a big motorsports fan, right, Pesi?
Right. Die hard.
Apologies, Pesi. We've gone up on an F1 tangent.
No. You guys got me all wrong. I wasn't like unable to engage. I was just playing with my dick while you guys talked about it. It's how much I love motorsport.
Ball size update for us, Pesi. Everything in order.
Organic eggs.
Oh yeah. No. I'm good.
Oh, excellent. Good to know. Let's do an MLB stat man before we go. So,
I'm a stat man.
Got 4 of them today. We've got Corbin Burns and Josh Hader combined for the 9th no-hitter in MLB this year, the most in MLB history. Burns and Hader combined for 16 strikeouts, the most ever in a combined no-hitter. You also had the Yankees during the week win their 82nd game of the season, clinching their 29th straight winning season. It's the second longest streak in MLB history, trailing 39 straight seasons by the Yankees between 1926 and 1964. You had Salvador Perez hit his 45th home run today as a catcher, which ties the most ever by a catcher in MLB history with Johnny Bench. And Jim Enward sent through this one. We didn't do Jim Enward's story of the week this week because I'd already loaded it with a whole bunch of Greeno story time.
It became skipping that. So, congratulations, Jim. You become part of skipping that this week.
But we did throw your story into MLB Statman instead because Max Scherzer got his 3,000th career strikeout in a gem v the Padres. He became the 19th player in Major League history to get 3,000 strikeouts. Think of all the pitchers that have ever pitched in MLB. Only 19 have got 3,000 strikeouts. It's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
And he also did so on a day where he did an immaculate inning and he carried a perfect game into the 8th inning. So he basically got everyone out without anyone getting on base for 8 innings, got his 3,000 strikeout, and did an immaculate inning, which basically means 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts. That was the inning.
I was thinking immaculate inning must mean something like getting on base without having to take a swing at it.
No, that's just a pass ball.
Okay, that was a very poorly thought out biblical reference joke on my end. So I'm going to give myself one of those.
You dick. Yeah, you dick. That's the stat band. Now, can I be a little bit self-indulgent? If I may, before we wrap up the show.
Please. You're rummaging through garbage. You can take whatever you like.
That's it. Big moment for Greeno this week. Won my first ever sports award throughout the course of this week.
Nice, Gary!
38 years of age. I'm good with numbers, not good at sport. But I finally won a fucking sports award, won the Rookie of the Year at our club presentation this year.
Rookie of the Year.
Nice, Gary!
38. Which seems a bit weird. I'm like, fucking really? I want the coach messaged me because I didn't go to the Prezzo because it was all virtual. It was on Facebook. I'm like, don't have Facebook. He's like, well, sign up.
This could be turned into a Disney movie, Greeno. We could call it The Rookie. The Rookie.
No, we've seen that movie. That's Dennis Quaid, baby.
No, Greeno. We'll call it The Rookie, and it'll be about you getting Rookie of the Year at 38. What do you think? I don't think we'll have any problems.
I'm sure there's no legal issues there.
Not with a company like Disney.
Nah, they're fine. They're good eggs over there.
They are.
They support the little man.
Organic eggs.
Yeah, exactly. Not in Mexico though.
Not in Mexico because they got no chickens. Only roosters.
Chickens.
Only roosters for the cockfights, bro.
So I was wrapped, but I was filthy because I could sit there on my hand. I won an award. I couldn't attend a presentation because we're in lockdown, and I don't get a fucking trophy. So all that joy.
Now you've missed out. See, this is the thing. COVID is robbing you of life experience. You missed out on the experience, your glory moment, like the best and fairest or whatever. You drink some punch, you get loose, you tell stories about games, you get up on stage, you do a little speech, you get the pats on the back, Greeno. I mean, you missed out on all of that shit. All of it.
All of it. Couldn't happen. So but in any event,
did you sit in front of a Zoom call and go, wow, thanks, guys. I guess I'll pop my own champagne here.
No, well, that goes at this impromptu story time. So
I like stories about pinatas.
I hadn't really been paying attention. I didn't get a text message or anything. And then I jump online, check out the website, and they're like, oh, by the way, presentations this Saturday on Facebook. So I messaged the coach. I'm like, hey, man, just seen that, there's a presentation this week. Firstly, thanks for letting me know. Secondly, don't have no Facebook, bro. Do you have it? Do you have another way I can log in and watch? And they're like, no. If you want to go to the presentation, you got to sign up to Facebook. I'm like, well, mate, you don't know me. You don't know me very well, do you? Because I don't even QR code in, bro. So, like, again, I'm not giving no details.
Again, Greeno stating the open violation of current health guidelines is purely satirical in nature and not representative of anything factual in the world ever at any point.
Spot on. So I'm like, so I was expecting him to come back with, here's the alternative. Here's, we're going to do it through Zoom as well. We're going to do it through MS Teams. We're going to do it through WhatsApp, blah, blah, blah. I got nothing. It was basically sign to Facebook or don't come. So I'm all fucking, I'm not going to come. That's how I roll.
You're not going to your own awards ceremony.
And once again, I assumed the fact that he was just like, firstly, I didn't know about it. I had to find out about the award ceremony myself. And secondly, that they're like, oh yeah, unless you sign up, you can't see.
Wow.
I'm like, why ain't winning shit? So then I wake up the next morning and get a message.
It sounds like you're a really, as the rookie of the year, it sounds like you're a really valued member of this organization, Greeno.
100%. So then I wake up the next morning, assuming I haven't won shit. I get a text message from the coach. Oh, congratulations, you won Rookie of the Year last night. I'm like, would have been nice to be able to get there and accept my award.
This is the kind of thing that can sour a relationship. Maybe you were Rookie of the Year this year. Can you now window shop yourself to other teams, Greeno, and say, hey, Rookie of the Year last year, 38 years old. I've got a few years left in me yet. Sign me over, bring me over. Can you maybe become some kind of ring-in, Greeno, for maybe a poorer team who treats you better?
That's the plan, Damo. I'm sitting there. Firstly, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the jacket that I've got embroidered with Rookie of the Year 2021.
Nice, Gary.
And then just show up to other teams in the local club Saturday comp circuit with like Rookie of the Year. I'm not going to tell him on Rookie of the Year.
Right.
But just let him preserve the jacket.
Get it in big writing on the back of the jacket, and then you just kind of you walk in front of them and lean on the fence in front of them so they can see the writing clearly. Hey, were you Rookie of the Year? You better ask them.
He has to walk up to the fence and then lean his back on it and outstretch both his arms.
Now we're talking. Like I'm doing a warm-up, Pesi.
Yeah.
Just
What's up, boys?
Get those shoulders loose.
Stretching.
Oh, yep.
As the players are on the field, and you're encouraging them, Greeno, with like claps and like, good hustle out there.
Good hustle, boys. That's how I used to do it. That's how I did it.
No one says anything. You just walk in, you're like, yep. The jacket.
And like just really inappropriate font size too. Like, how normally it's like a little emblem, like font 12, like
Comic Sans.
Yeah, I want like font 48, like
huge.
48 in the back. ROY 2021.
48 wingdings.
It's so big that the R is cut off, so it's Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, like a line down, like PTO. ROPTO.
It's cut off on both ends, so it's Rookie of the Year.
Yes. Stretching out. That's my story. Sorry, I forgot to put that one.
I like stories about pinatas.
All right, should we get the fuck out of here?
Nah, man, let's make it freeform. Pesi, you got anything to tell us before we go, sir?
Nothing really. I was really happy to come on again. Whenever I can, I just definitely want to come hang with you guys. It's probably some of the most fun I have going on other people's shows.
This is the best show you do before 9 a.m. every day.
Exactly. You guys it's awesome. I love doing shows where it's like the people on it are clearly lifelong friends. So it makes me a little more comfortable coming in.
Right.
So yeah, I had a great fucking time, guys. Seriously.
We appreciate you getting up early and coming on, man.
Always.
And where do we find you? Not D Live, Odyssey, Midnight Riff Party on Odyssey for Pesi, ladies and gentlemen, at Joy of Pesi on Twitter. You can follow me at BoogieBumper. Follow Greeno at the starting block. Follow our friends. Let's get the fuck out of here, I guess.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you. If
I say that your tongue is vicious,
If I call you uncouth,
it's simply that
who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you